Aloha, everybody. Miss Kessel here to finish up our second Hawaiian story with the little girl Malia. I went into the school today. The principal wanted me to get some paperwork, and I found a lei. Leis are from Hawaii. They're given for celebrations like birthdays and graduations and weddings. So here I am to read another Hawaiian story for you about little Malia. Malia's Quilt. By Marilyn, Sprick, and Barbara Gunn. Illustrated by Susan Gerde. One day when Malia was 5, her mother said, "Malia, Tutu isn't well, so she's going to come live with us." Oh, Mom looks pretty worried. So the grandma's coming to live with them. That night, Malia's mother and father brought another bed into Malia's small bedroom. The dresser and Malia's goldfish were moved into the hallway. They were making room for Tutu. She had to be Malia's roommate. I wonder what Malia thought about that. Tutu arrived the next day. She was very quiet, and this made Malia concerned. She was worried. Tutu slept all day and all night for many days. Malia's mother told her Tutu is very tired. Slowly, Tutu's smile started to come back. Then one day when Malia got home from school, she heard Tutu's gentle laugh. Tutu was on the lanai watching a small bird. Lanai must be a Hawaiian word for porch or balcony. Lanai. Can you say that? This made Malia happy. Not long after that, Tutu began making a quilt. She sat at the kitchen table. Snip, snip, snip. Then Tutu and Malia's mother stretched a big piece of white cloth across a quilting frame in the living room. The little apartment got even smaller. Sometimes Malia and her friends would play under the quilting frame. It made a perfect tent. Who's ever made a tent in their fort in their bed in their house? I did when I was a little girl. It was fun. Day after day, Tutu stitched, stitch, stitch, stitch. Every day after school, Malia would ask, "How many stitches did you make today?" Then Malia would sing her counting song. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little stitches, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little stitches, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little stitches, 10 little stitches in the quilt. Some days when Malia asked, "How many stitches today?" Tutu and Malia would look at the quilt and say, "Many, too many to count." And then they would both laugh. They thought they were pretty funny. Gradually, the little smile wrinkles around Tutu's face came back. Malia could tell that her grandmother felt better. Tutu laughed when the wind made coconuts fall from the tree, and she laughed when Malia gave her a hug. Every day there were more stitches in the quilt, hundreds and hundreds of stitches. Then one day the quilt was done. It's very beautiful. Malia thought it was the most beautiful thing she'd ever seen. Tutu just smiled. They carefully folded the quilt. Oh, my darn dogs. They carefully folded the quilt and they put it at the end of Tutu's bed. Not long after that, Uncle Kai came to get Tutu. It was time for grandmother to go home. Tutu hugged Malia goodbye. How does she look? Her grandma's leaving. She looks sad. She must really love her grandma. Malia sat quietly on her bed that night. Something didn't feel right. The room felt empty. Malia's mother came in and sat next to her. She had a package wrapped in brown paper. Malia's mother said, "Tutu left something for you." Malia pulled the string that was around the package, and the brown paper fell open. What do you think is in that package? I think it might be an elephant, or maybe a rhinoceros, maybe a heffalump or a weasel. And they laughed. It was the quilt. Fancy that. I just couldn't even imagine that. It was the quilt. Malia hugged the beautiful quilt. Her mother said, "There's a note, Malia, and I will read it to you." That was actually super nice. The note said, "Dear Malia, this quilt will keep your room full of love. Remember, I will see you on Saturday. Mahalo." Tutu, mahalo. Mahalo must mean love. That night, Malia dreamed of hunting for opihi on the beach while Tutu watched and smiled. The end. That was actually a really sweet story. That was a pretty special family. What do you guys think? Did you like that story? I liked it. I liked it. So quilt. Q is for quilt. Quilt. Q says quail on the quilt. Where's my card? I'll show it to you tomorrow. But in the meantime, I want to show you some quilts that I've made, because I used to make quilts. I don't so much anymore, but I have. So this was the first one I wanted to show you. I made it for Teddy when she was little. Heart quilt. Cute. Here's another one that I made for my other daughter, Kit, when she was little. Cute, fun. And then here's one that I'm going to pass down to one of my lucky kids, and it's called a friendship sampler, because it has a whole bunch of different things on it. So here's a ship. My name is even on there if you can see it. Julie Kessel. There's a pinwheels, there's a log cabin, there's all sorts of stuff. It's one of my favorite quilts. I really like it. And then just recently, my friend Joe, which shows that boys can quilt too. My brother actually taught me how to quilt. Boys make quilts too. My friend Joe just made me this quilt. Isn't it beautiful? Quilts are cool. And snuggly, even better. So I hope you liked this story. I hope you loved my quilts. Aloha. Until tomorrow. Bye.